Good morning, everyone. A good Erev Shabbos, and we will give you a Bitachon message from Parshas Pinchas this week. And we find something extremely fascinating. At the end of last week's Parsha, which is really the precursor to Parshas Pinchas, we find two people come and they do a very heinous crime of licentiousness in the eyes of the Jewish people. You have Zimri, who is the Nasi from the tribe of Shimon, and you have Cosby, who is a princess from the Moabite nation. And the two of them end up having relations in front of the entire Kahal of Klal Yisrael, all of the Jewish people. And Moshe Rabbeinu sees it. He is astonished that a Jew could end up doing such a thing. But he forgets what the halach is. He forgets at that moment that the halach is Kenoin Pegin Ba, that when you see someone doing such a terrible thing like this, you go and you're supposed to come and you're supposed to kill them. And he's looking around. What should he do? Comes along Pinchas, and Pinchas comes with the ramach, with the spear in his hand, and he duly goes over to this couple, and he takes the spear and he rams it right through the area of where they are having their relations, and he kills both the Jew and the non-Jewish woman alike. And he is rewarded as a result. He's given a bris, a covenant of peace. He's rewarded to be a kohen forever, he and his family and his lineage. And Pinchas, the name of this parsha, Pinchas is someone that goes down in history as defending the honor and the glory of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What does it take for a person in the split second that they are in to get up and to do something that he knew that everybody could misinterpret? Everybody could see you're killing another Jew, that you could do such a thing like this. Pinchas was a man of pure amunah and bitachon in the Rabbi Shalom. And when he was convinced for that moment that he knew that the halach is kinaim pagan bay, which means go and take away the life of this Jew and this non-Jewish lady, because this is the way that you defend the honor and the glory of Hashem, there wasn't hesitation, there was no delay. He didn't have to think about it and go ask any more shilas, any more questions, or open up the Gemara and take a look inside just to double check. He had a confidence, he had a certainty and a surety that was about him that allowed him to act immediately and bring to rest this terrible tsar, this terrible pain and suffering that was going on in Klal Yisrael, and he brought and restored once again the kedusha, the glory, the honor to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and His Shechina. A beiteach ba'Hashem, someone who trusts in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and they rely on Hashem, when they know that what they're doing is right, even if the world around them could scream and yell at them and say, "What are you doing? How could you do such a thing?" But if I know that I'm doing the Ratzon Hashem, then I have nothing at all to worry about. I don't have to be concerned about the naysayers or about the peer pressure that's going to be around me. On the other hand, once I know that what I'm doing is Ratzon Hashem, it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu's will, I do it confidently, I do it immediately, and it's what our Bali Musa speak about called the Gaiva Shebekedusha, when a person uses the only element of arrogance in his life that he's allowed to, and that is an arrogance that is for the sake of Kedusha, of holiness, for defending the honor and the glory of Hashem. And that means, although I'm not a haughty person, but there is a stolz, there is a confidence that a person is allowed to and encouraged to have in the world of Torah and of mitzvahs, to make sure that what I do, when I do, I'm doing the thing that is right, be'enei Hashem, in the eyes of the Rabbi Shalom. And if we look through all of Tanakh, we look through all of the Chumash, we will see time and time again our great leaders of Klal Yisrael, the Avis HaKadoshim, the forefathers Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Think about Avraham Avinu. He was a one and only man of the world who believed in one God, and he was willing to stand up against the entire universe at the tender age of 40 years old, after 37 years of searching and seeking for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And it was Avraham Avinu on one side of the world, and it was 99.9% of the rest of the world on the other side. And Avraham Avinu came and he said, you are all wrong. There's one God, He created the world, He runs the world, He's involved in the world, not like you foolish people think. And he was willing to be thrown into the Kivshan Aish, into the fiery furnace. He said, because I believe in Hashem and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'd rather die al pi kiddush Hashem. I'd rather die as a person who died with his belief with Him than to divest myself of my emunah, my bitachon in Hashem. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu made miracle after miracle after miracle. Our DNA, the DNA of Klal Yisrael, which comes from our forefather Avraham Avinu, is enmeshed inside of us in such a way that we have such a koyach, such a power to stand up for what we believe in, for what we know is the truth, to defend the dignity and the honor of Hashem. And in wherever we are in life and whatever we are doing, never let the pressures of the world, never let the peer pressure of a family member or a cousin or a relative or someone that you look up to and you value and you revere, but if they are keneged, they are against the Torah, they are against what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from us, they are against you becoming the most ehrlich, the most honest, sincere, ruchniest, spiritual person in the world who cleaves to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and does His ratzon, and they make you feel bad for what you're doing, you be boiteach b'Hashem, you trust. And you believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and you have nothing at all to fear at all. Why? Because when you do the Ratzon Hashem, when you do HaKadosh Baruch Hu's will, as Pinchas was willing to get up and take a spear and ram it through the two bodies of these people that were doing such a heinous atrocity in front of the eyes of Klal Yisrael, so too if it means that we're going to say our brachas out loud, if it means we're going to go to a davening. Sometimes, you had a family gathering, and the party just keeps going on and on and on, and you look at your watch and you realize mincha's coming. You want to look like a fool? Excuse me, I have to leave, I have to go pray to God. The answer is yes, look like a fool in the eyes of those people. Don't look like a fool in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because Hashem is waiting for us, and Hashem wants us to do what is right. And if you have the stolz, you have the confidence inside that you will be able to bring the greatest honor and the glory to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Just as Pinchas did, and he was zecher to the bris shalom, he got the covenant of peace, so too you will have a covenant of peace in your life as well, because you are a woman who brings the glory of Hashem to this world. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.